The strategic geography of the Baltic Sea has changed more profoundly in the past 3 years than in the previous 3 decades. With Finland and Sweden joining the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, a formerly fragmented region has become a contiguous security space. The result is a maritime domain where the North Atlantic Treaty Organization can impose layered control, and where Russia faces unprecedented constraints. Within this shifting landscape, the naval forces of the Nordic countries are undergoing a decisive transformation. Their future structure is converging around 3 key platforms: Sweden's Visby-class corvettes, Finland's Pohjanmaa-class multi-role corvettes, and the Type 212 CD submarines being jointly developed by Norway and Germany. Together, these platforms represent a 3-layer maritime architecture designed to secure the Baltic chokepoints, deter Russian activity, and maintain situational awareness across the most strategically sensitive waters in Northern Europe. The Baltic Sea is shallow, island-dense, and rich in critical infrastructure, from gas pipelines to submarine cables. It is also a confined space where naval movement can be tracked and targeted more easily than in open waters. This is why the Baltic has always been a signaling arena rather than a blue water battlefield. But the rise of hybrid warfare, ranging from sabotage to underwater interference, has elevated the Baltic into a frontline domain. Chokepoints such as the Bornholm Gap, the Gulf of Finland, and the maritime axes around Gotland have become essential components of deterrence planning. The Nordic navies are adjusting accordingly. Their new platforms are not built for distant power projection. They are built for persistent presence, rapid reaction, and integrated sensor networks that can expose hostile activity early. Sweden's Visby-class embodies the concept of coastal A2AD, combining stealth, speed, and advanced sensors in a compact hull. Built from composite materials and shaped for extremely low radar cross-section, the Visby is designed to disappear into the Baltic's electromagnetic clutter. The corvette does not rely on armor or mass. It relies on agility and ambiguity. Its mission is to strike first or vanish before the adversary can react. In Swedish doctrine, the Visby is the forward layer of the maritime shield, countering amphibious incursions, escorting high-value assets, and supporting anti-submarine warfare operations around Gotland. Its position is critical because Gotland functions as a fixed aircraft carrier and listening post for the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. With upgrades expected before the year 2030, including enhanced missile loadouts and expanded integration with unmanned systems, the Visby will remain a cornerstone of the Baltic littoral defense architecture. The Finnish Pohjanmaa-class represents a different operational philosophy: endurance, versatility, and all-weather functionality. Finland's naval environment demands ships that can operate in icy conditions, narrow archipelagos, and long operational cycles with minimal support. The Pohjanmaa is built accordingly. Its reinforced hull and robust propulsion allow it to operate throughout the year, even in winter conditions when parts of the Baltic freeze. Unlike the Visby, which is optimized for stealth and coastal strike, the Pohjanmaa is designed as a multi-mission combatant. It can provide area air defense through systems such as the Common Anti-Air Modular Missile or the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile, conduct anti-submarine warfare with towed arrays and unmanned underwater vehicles, and serve as a command and control node for task groups. Finland sits at the mouth of the Gulf of Finland, the maritime corridor leading directly to St. Petersburg, which makes the Pohjanmaa essential for controlling one of the Baltic's most sensitive choke points. It is a workhorse platform that provides the middle layer of the emerging Nordic maritime shield. Below the surface, the Type 2112CD brings the deepest layer of deterrence. Norway's decision to co-develop the platform with Germany reflects a long-term commitment to underwater superiority in both the North Sea and the Baltic. The 212CD uses air-independent propulsion, advanced battery systems, and highly refined acoustic shaping to achieve extreme levels of stealth. The Baltic's shallow waters and variable salinity create conditions that complicate sonar detection, but the 212CD is engineered specifically for this environment. These submarines will monitor subsea cables, shadow hostile submarines, and act as the first line of early warning should Russian naval assets attempt to transit from the Arctic and North Sea into the Baltic. Their intelligence-gathering capability, combined with the ability to quietly deploy torpedoes or guide long-range precision weapons, makes the 212CD the most decisive strategic asset in the Nordic maritime ecosystem. In the 2030 horizon, these submarines will operate as part of a shared North Atlantic Treaty Organization underwater surveillance grid, integrating sensor data with Sweden and Finland in near real time. When considered together, the three platforms form a coherent and layered defense model. Type 212CD submarines patrol the outer ring of the Baltic, surveilling deep-water approaches and intercepting adversary submarines before they reach vulnerable chokepoints. The Pohjanmaa-class occupies the middle ring, providing command and control, maritime air defense, and anti-submarine coordination. The Visby-class forms the inner ring near the archipelagos and around Gotland, executing rapid reaction missions, anti-landing operations, and precision strikes. This integrated structure supports a wider North Atlantic Treaty Organization objective, converting the Baltic from a contested space into a monitored corridor where ambiguity is minimized and deterrence is constant. The United States plays a critical enabling role in this architecture. American P-8 Poseidon aircraft operate regularly over the Baltic, providing high-end anti-submarine surveillance and fusing signals intelligence with Nordic sensors. Denmark controls key radar sites and the straits leading into the Baltic, contributing to maritime picture enhancement and early warning. In the 2030 timeframe, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization expects to deploy artificial intelligence-assisted maritime awareness tools, linking satellites, drones, surface ships, and submarines into a single operational picture. This evolution will dramatically raise the cost of covert action for Russia, especially in hybrid operations targeting pipelines, undersea cables, or port facilities. The broader geopolitical context extends beyond Russia. The Nordic countries are accelerating efforts to reduce dependence on Chinese origin components in their defense systems. This shift affects submarine electronics, composite materials, and secure communications networks. Companies such as Nammo, Saab, Kongsberg, and Patria are expanding domestic production and consolidating supply chains within Europe. The goal is to avoid strategic vulnerabilities in a future where global competition may disrupt access to materials or technologies. This industrial trend reinforces the long-term sustainability of the Baltic defense posture and increases the resilience of Nordic naval modernization. By the year 2030, the Baltic will no longer be a peripheral sea. It will be a digitally connected, tightly surveilled, and highly defended maritime zone where the Nordics serve as the primary custodians. Their combined naval investments reflect a recognition that the Baltic is both a vulnerability and an opportunity. A vulnerability because it is a compact, infrastructure-dense space that adversaries may target through hybrid operations. An opportunity because its geography allows a well-coordinated North Atlantic Treaty Organization to control movement, impose costs, and deter escalation. The Visby-class, Pohjanmaa-class, and Type 212CD form the backbone of this transformation. They embody a new era in Nordic maritime strategy, one that is defined by layered deterrence, technological integration, and a long-term commitment to securing the northern flank of Europe.